Hello students, today we shall discuss very important part of grammar, and that is what we call as parts of speech. Now, although many students find that parts of speech is very easy to learn, let me tell you that very few of the students exactly know each and every types of parts of speech. And because we have been teaching IELTS and PT, we understand the importance of parts and speech. Knowing each and every parts of speech in a very deep and profound manner will definitely help you out in solving number of questions in IELTS and PT. There are 8 parts of speech in the English language. This includes noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, conjunction, preposition, and interjection. You also need to learn parts of speech only in this order. For example, you should realize and know and remember that after noun only pronoun comes or adjective comes. So it is very, very important that you learn these parts of speech, and it will definitely help you out not only in speaking but also in reading and many other components of your examinations. The parts of speech indicates how the word functions in meaning as well as grammatically within the sentence. Knowing the role that each word has in a sentence structure clearly helps to understand sentences and also to construct them properly. If you know each and every types of parts of speech properly, it will not only help you to design a proper sentence, but it will also make you or give you the idea that where this word should be kept so that you make a correct and logical sentence. Parts of speech is not only helpful in IELTS or PT, it also helps in examinations like TOEFL, GRE, and many such competitive examinations. So without wasting our time, let us go ahead with each and every type of speech. The first part of speech is a noun. What is a noun? A noun is a word used to show person, place, animal, or thing. So you need to remember these 4 important things. So noun is a word used to show person, place, animal, or thing. For instance, Ram is a king. Over here, because Ram is a person, that means it is a noun. Again, king is a person, so it is also a noun. Yes, that is a different ball game altogether. That Ram is a proper noun, king is a common noun. But eventually, both these words are nouns. Similarly, if I say Sydney is a city, Sydney is a place and city is also a place. So Sydney and city both are nouns as well. Exactly after the noun, the second parts of speech that you need to remember is an adjective. An adjective is a word used to add meaning to the noun. For example, when I say Ram is a great king, as discussed earlier, king is a noun and Ram is also a noun. Now we need to ask a question to the noun, that is king, how this king is. Is he a short king, tall king, intelligent king, great king, or what type of king he is? The answer that comes over here is great. That means great is adding some meaning to the noun, and hence great is an adjective. Similarly, if I say Sydney is a city, but when we ask a question to the word city, that how this city is, the answer that comes is wonderful. So wonderful is adding some meaning to the word city, and hence it is an adjective. The other examples that I would like to quote here is Sachin Tendulkar is a great batsman. Sachin Tendulkar is a noun. Batsman is also a noun. But great is adding some meaning to the word batsman. So great is an adjective. Usually adjective is always placed before the noun. This will help you out in solving number of questions in your reading examination of IELTS or PT, that if you know that there is a gap before the noun, you will exactly come to know that this gap more or less or most of the time is going to be an adjective, and hence you'll only try to find out those words which are adjectives. So this parts of speech is not only going to be helpful to you just for learning grammar, it also helps in solving number of questions in reading. The third type of speech is a pronoun. A pronoun is a word used in place of noun. Adjective was a word or is a word which is placed before a noun, but pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun. For example, if there is a statement called Ram is a great king and second statement is Ram is intelligent. Now, instead of writing Ram in the second statement, I have replaced Ram with the pronoun he. So, he is a word that has replaced the word or that has replaced the noun, and hence he is a pronoun. The second example is Sita is a girl. Sita is beautiful. Instead of using Sita all the time, I would rather say Sita is a girl. She is beautiful. So she has replaced Sita and hence she is a pronoun. So I repeat, pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun. The third part of speech and the most important one is a verb. Verb is a word which shows action or state. Now, very, very important for you to understand that verb not only shows action, but it also shows state. For example, Ram is running. So is running or Ram runs rather, both of them are verb, but they show action. Ram is playing, Ram is standing, Ram is sitting. This shows action. But verb has got two important definitions. First, it shows action, and second, it shows state as well. So when I say in a statement that Ram is happy, it is not an action. Being happy is not an action. It shows the state of the person. Ram is sad. Ram is depressed. Ram is, Ram is very sad. So all these words are showing the state of the person, and hence that is what we call as verb. So please remember, a verb is a word that shows action or state. Ram is running is the sentence which shows action, but still it is a verb. And Ram is happy is the state which is shown of Ram, and hence it is also a verb. So I repeat, verb is a word that shows action or state. The fifth part of speech is an adverb. Now, before we go for learning the adverb, let us recall what the adjective was or what the adjective is. Adjective is a word that adds meaning to the noun. I hope you remember the definition that I gave you before 1 or 2 minutes. So, adjective is a word that is used or that gives some meaning to the noun, that adds meaning to the noun. And I give an example of Akbar is a great king or Ram is a great king. So king was a noun and great was an adjective. And I also told you that adjective is usually placed before the noun. Similarly, adverb is a word used to add meaning to the verb, adjective, or an another adverb. Now this might looks complicated, but it is not. It is very simple to remember. I repeat, adverb is a word that adds meaning to the verb. Now let us recall the sentences that we did while I was explaining verb. For instance, I told you Ram is running. But then you need to ask a question, how is Ram running? Is he running fast or is he running very slowly? The answer is fast. So fast is adding some meaning to the word is running or phrase is running, which is basically a verb. So fast is an adverb. Just remember, just bifurcate adverb into add plus verb, which will help you to remember that it adds meaning to the verb. Ram is eating. Now, how is Ram eating? Is eating very slowly or slowly? So slowly is also an adverb. Similarly, I told you that adverb has got three definitions. The first definition is it adds meaning to the verb, but there is also a second definition. It adds meaning to an adjective and it also adds meaning to an another adverb. For example, Ram is running very fast. Now over here, Ram is noun, is running is verb, fast as we discussed is adding some meaning to the verb is running, but very is also adding meaning to the adverb fast. So according to this definition, adverb is also a word which adds meaning to an another adverb. Over here, fast is an adverb, but it is adding meaning to that adverb fast. That means very fast. So very is also an adverb. Similarly, when I say Ram is a very intelligent boy, Ram is basically a noun. Is a verb. Intelligent, sorry, boy is a noun. Now, intelligent is an adjective because intelligent adds meaning to the word boy. But very is adding again more meaning to the word intelligent, which is an adjective. That means it is therefore an adverb. So in all these three sentences, let us try to reiterate. This fast is adding meaning to the verb is running and hence it is an adverb. Over here, this very is adding meaning to another adverb fast. That means very is also an adverb. And over here, very is adding meaning to the adjective intelligent, and therefore very is also an adverb. Therefore, you need to remember that adverb is a word that adds meaning to three things. Number one, it adds meaning to the verb, it adds meaning to an adjective, and it also adds meaning to another adverb. This is very important for you to understand. Then the fifth parts of speech is conjunction. Conjunction is a word used to add to words or to sentences. So it has got two definitions. Number one, it joins two words. For example, Ram and Lakshman are brothers. There are two words, Ram and Lakshman. These words are joined by the word and hence and is in conjunction. Similarly, if there are two sentences, Ram ran fast, Ram missed the train. So what I have done is I added those two sentences by using the conjunction but. Ram ran fast but missed the train. So but is adding two sentences. Therefore, but is also a conjunction. So I repeat, conjunction is a word that adds meaning, that joins two words or it joins two sentences. The seventh part of speech is what we call as preposition. Preposition is a very important part of speech and majority of the students don't know the correct use of preposition, and therefore knowing preposition makes it all more important. A preposition is a word that shows the relationship between two nouns. For example, over here in the sentence Ram is in the garden, you can see that there are two nouns, Ram and garden. Ram is a person and garden is a place. And as you know, that noun is a word that shows person, place, animal or thing. So Ram and garden are two nouns. Now we don't know whether Ram is in the garden, Ram is outside of the garden. Only one word determines the relationship between Ram and garden, and that word is in. In absence of this word, we will not be able to find out the relationship between Ram and garden, and hence this word is known as preposition. I repeat, a preposition is a word that shows the relationship between two nouns. Similarly, in the second sentence, I have written, the laptop is on the table. Here, two nouns are laptop and table. These two nouns would have been difficult to have the relationship in absence of the word on. Therefore, on measures the relationship between two nouns, laptop and table, and hence this word is called as preposition. There are a number of other preposition words like off, on, over, under, etc., etc., etc. But remember, preposition is a word that shows the relationship between two nouns. Finally, the last parts of speech is what we call as interjection. Interjection is a word that shows sudden feeling. For example, you are watching a cricket match and Dhoni is batting. There are 6 runs needed in the last ball and Dhoni hits a 6. And you may, out of absolute enjoyment, says hip hip hooray. So this hip hip hooray that you have just said out of enjoyment was all very sudden. You did not plan out that you will speak hip hip hooray, but it just came out of your mouth, and hence it is conveying sudden feeling, and hence that is what we call as interjection. For example, oh, stop here. So oh is also a sudden feeling, and hence it is what we call as interjection. Interjection always uses exclamation mark, as you can see over here, and this is the last parts of speech. So there are in total 8 parts of speech. Let me have a small recap. The first part of speech was what we call as noun. So noun is a word used to show person, place, animal or thing. Adjective is a word that adds meaning to the noun. Pronoun is a word that is used in place of noun. Verb is a word that shows action or state. You need to remember that verb shows both action and state. And I gave you example of that. Adverb is a word that is used to add meaning to the verb, adjective, or an another adverb. And I gave you three definitions or three sentences out of that. Conjunction is a word, again two definitions, is a word that joins two words or two sentences. Preposition is a word that shows the relationship between two nouns. And finally, interjection is a word that shows sudden feeling. Now, even if you have studied in English medium or Gujarati medium, knowing parts of speech is very important. If you know parts of speech properly, then it will also help you to learn different other aspects of grammar as well. Parts of speech, because we have been doing IELTS and PT, plays a very massive role in summary, with a box, without a box, and many such other reading comprehension questions. Please do not ignore this. Whenever sentence pops up, you should be able to exactly know or identify that each and every word of this indicates which parts of speech. If you are able to do that, I believe that most of the work will be over. It will make your learning grammar experience a very joyful one. Thank you so much. I'll be sharing different type of videos like this. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much.